Thank you, Prof. Roni, for introducing me. Tolong dibantu aja ya. Okay, good morning, distinguished scholars, educators, and guests, and all participants, as well as Rector Kelabat University, Mr. Dani Rantung, and our colleagues from Asia Pacific International University, Thailand, and colleagues from Adventist University of Philippines, and also our colleague from Universitas Advent Indonesia, Bandung. It is a great honor for me to be here today to attend this 12th International Scholars Conference hosted by the excellent Kelabat University to deliver a presentation as a keynote speaker. My presentation today is titled Dikti Saintek Berdampak, which is our new program from the ministry. And over the next few minutes, I want to share with you the strategic vision that is reshaping higher education in our country. Our world face many challenges, many problems, like climate change, food and energy crisis, the disruption of artificial intelligence, and also poverty and economic inequality. These problems are too big to be solved by any one nation or any single field of science alone. So we have to collaborate, we have to strengthen the partnership to face this situation. In the face of this reality, Indonesia is not standing still. We are making a strategic pivot. We believe that higher education is our most fundamental answer to build a competitive and prosperous future. As our President, Mr. Prabowo Subianto said, only nation that masters science and technology will become prosperous nation. This is our guiding principle. So in this new era, mastery of science and technology is no longer a luxury. It is the essential toolkit for national survival and success. It is how we will address climate change, prevent future health crisis, and build a competitive digital economy. It is the foundation for a resilient and modern Indonesia. Next slide, please. To realize the grand vision of Golden Indonesia 2045, our President and Vice President has established 8 main mission known as Astacita. This is our strategic roadmap for the next 5 years. On this 8 mission, as we can see on the slide, there are 3 missions are directly mandated and the responsibility for us at the Ministry of Higher Education, Science and Technology. Our ministry is tasked with designing and implementing strategic programs to achieve this mission. As you can see on the screen, first on the left, our first mission is to strengthen our national independence. This includes self-sufficiency in food, energy, and water. Our university and research institution are the spearhead for creating innovation in agriculture, renewable energy, and also as well as the green and blue economics to achieve these goals. And second, in the center is the mission that lies at the very heart of our duties, which is strengthening human resources, science and technology. This is a very clear call for all of us in higher education to produce superior graduates, innovators, and world-class researchers who will advance our nation. And the last one, the third one, on the right, is the mission to continue downstreaming and industrialization to increase domestic added value. And this mission cannot succeed without skilled human resources and relevant technology from our university. So we are tasked with ensuring a strong link and match between university research and the needs of the industry. These three missions demonstrate just how central the role of higher education, research and technology in the national development agenda. So, what is our response? What is the response from the ministry? It is this national blueprint you see here, which called Dikti Saintek Berdampak. This movement was launched a few months ago, the May 2nd of 2025, when Indonesia celebrate the National Education Day. Let me break down the name for you. Dikti Saintek stands for Higher Education, Science and Technology. It is the name of our ministry. And the most important word, berdampak, is an Indonesian word that means to have a real impact. This is national movement, this is national commitment. With this movement, university are not only the center of knowledge, but must also become driving forces for real change in society. Universities must provide tangible benefit and generate innovation to society and national development. University also must become center for solution to national and local problems, whether social, economic, or ecological problems. Next slide, please. Next, before previews. Okay. The core of this blueprint is a new way of thinking, a new paradigm. For a long time, the old way of measuring success in academia was focused on outputs, like the number of papers we publish. These are still important, but this is not the end goal. Today, with our new paradigm, we are shifting our focus to outcomes and impact. We are asking a different but more important question. It's no longer just how many papers did we write or we publish, but instead how many problems did we solve. Next slide, please. So how do we create this impact? The answer is simple: collaboration. The answer is simple: collaboration. Impact cannot be created alone in laboratory. It requires a new ecosystem. We are adopting the quadruple helix model, which you can see on the screen. This is partnership of 4 equal actors working together: academia, industry, government, and very importantly, the community. My role at LL Dikti, the role of my institution, is to be a facilitator in this ecosystem. We are here to be a bridge builder, a matchmaker, connecting the brilliant minds from the university with the real needs of society and industry. No, this blueprint is not just an idea. It is a structured action built on 4 strong and strategic pillars that you see here. The first one is strengthening our superior human capital. The second, we turn our campus into hubs of economic growth. The third, we transform university become research center for policy acceleration. And the last one is we provide the greater autonomy for the university. Let me explain each one. Next slide, please. Our first pillar is about people. We are focused on preparing the future-ready talents that our nation needs through programs that widen access to education and accelerate researcher development. As you can see, we have KIP Kuliah, which is this is the financial assistance from the government. Every single year, we spend about 15 trillion rupiah to accommodate students from high school with academic potential but financial constraint. These programs aims to increase access to higher education for underprivileged communities. In this year, in Region 16, we provide about 2,000 quota for all the university in this region. The second one is, please back, Sekolah Garuda, Sekolah Unggulan Garuda. This is the main program from our president. This is the initiative to build a network of elite public schools across Indonesia. The main goal is to find and educate the nation's most talented students, to focus to create them to be a world-class scientist, world-class researcher that can study in the world-class university. We have also program PMDSU. The Indonesia is program pendidikan master menuju doktor untuk sarjana unggul, or master to doctoral program for outstanding scholars, a scholarship from the ministry that aims to accelerate outstanding undergraduate graduates to obtain a doctoral degree in relatively short time, approximately 4 years after they graduate from the university, through the integrated masters and doctoral education. This program is designed to also increase the number of doctors in Indonesia, to produce the quality researchers and lecturers, and also encourage scientific publication and intellectual property. Next, please. The second pillar is about turning our campus, our university, into the engines of economy. We focus on what we call hilirisasi in Indonesia. It means downstreaming of research. So in simple terms, this means we are building system to turn the great ideas from our labs into real products, into real startups, and also real jobs for our people. Next. And the third pillar is focus on policy. We want our university to be the primary source of data and evidence-based solution for our government. When our research inform policy, we can make smarter decisions for our country's development. And last, next please, is about policy and autonomy. Our fourth pillar is about freedom. We are giving our university greater autonomy, the freedom and the trust they need to innovate, to be more agile, and to respond quickly to the challenges and opportunities around them. To make our work in ministry truly impactful, we live by 5 key behavior. First, we focus on real-world impact. It is no longer just about activity reports or number. We ask a simple question: how does our work actually help people and create positive change for society? Second, our research must solve real problems. We want our innovation to directly tackle the biggest challenge facing Indonesia, like food security, public health, and the energy transition. The third one, science must be a part of everyday life. It shouldn't stay locked away in a laboratory. We want science to guide our public policy, support our local community, and improve the daily lives of our citizens. And fourth, we turn research into results. We connect our brilliant researcher with industries and small business. The goal is simple. Technology should be used by everyone to create jobs and prosperity. And the last one, we believe in honest feedback. We are open and accountable in how we measure our work. We are not looking for perfection, but we are focused on constant improvement. So, I want to end my speech with a call to action for all of us. The world's greatest challenge do not respect the boundaries between our field of study. Therefore, I invite everyone here, university leaders, scholars, teachers, members of faculty, to break down the silos and collaborate across your different area of expertise. Let's unite our knowledge to tackle the real problems facing our world. By doing this, we can ensure our science and research deliver the best possible impact for the future of our nation. Thank you.
We kindly invite our keynote speaker to remain on the stage for a moment. And once again, we invite Prof. Falean to come forward and express our words of appreciation. And also, we invite Dr. Dani Ivan Rantung, MBA PhD, as the President of Universitas Klabat, to present a token of appreciation to our distinguished keynote speaker.
Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is awarded to Munawir Satsali Razak MA in grateful appreciation for serving as the keynote speaker during the 12th International Scholars Conference with the theme Collaborative Innovation, Shaping Global Solution Through Interdisciplinary Research, hosted by Universitas Klabat in partnership with Asia Pacific International University, Adventist University of the Philippines, and Universitas Advent Indonesia on October 7 to 8, 2025, signed by Dr. Dani Ivan Rantung MBA, President Universitas Klabat, Dr. Jarurat Sriratana Prapat, President of Asia Pacific International University, Dr. Arceli H. Rosario, President of Adventist University of the Philippines, and Dr. Milton T. Pardosi, MAR, President of Universitas Advent Indonesia.